Before I get into today's video, remember to follow me on Twitter. So my Twitter, the link is in the description below. You can also find me. My handle is @JacksonKruger. Come over, say hi, and anyways, back to your regularly scheduled video. All right, let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens and their disappointing loss to the Steelers, their disappointing offensive performance against the Steelers, which isn't exactly true. You look at the numbers, it's kind of fascinating. The Ravens average 2.06 points per drive this season. They scored 1.9 points per drive versus Pittsburgh. They only had 10 drives in this one. So if they completed that 2-point conversion, then they would have actually gone better than their points per drive on the year. So it actually wasn't as disappointing as you might suspect, but still there were some flaws. And also it kind of maybe, if anything, says, hey, their offense hasn't been as dominant as maybe some people believe it is. It is still very Lamar centric, which we kind of thought it could still be heading into the season. So let's get into the film and let's start to talk about it. So all right, let's start off with this one. Let's start off with the interception in the end zone. This was so weird. Like, I had to watch this a few times. I think I understand why Lamar screwed this up. It's not a good decision. And on first watch, you're thinking, what in the world are you even thinking here? So here's what I believe happened. It's going to be it's a cover zero blitz right here, which means one Pittsburgh player is going to cover, each eligible receiver. Everyone else rushes the passer. So you got 6 guys rushing the passer, only 5 offensive linemen. Someone's going to get free quickly, so Lamar is going to have to make his decision fast. Although I think it's actually very legitimately possible that there was a blown coverage on this play. Watch how you're going to see Mark Andrews is wide open here. I'm not sure if, on the screen I showed Fitzpatrick was supposed to cover him. I'm not sure if it's Fitzpatrick or if someone else messed this up, but no one's covering him. And I think Lamar sees this part and sees that it's cover zero because he knows his blocking assignment, realizes there's a guy off the edge. So he sees 6 guys are coming at him. And it just assumes that, okay, this is cover zero. No one picked up Mark Andrews. He's completely wide open. But the issue is that there is a safety deep here. Even though no one's covering Andrews, there's still a safety there who can make the play. So when Lamar goes up and tries to hit him, he ends up just throwing it straight to Fitzpatrick. That's the best way I can understand this, because it was kind of a weird play. So maybe that's what happened. And then he saw Andrews, but never actually saw Fitzpatrick on this play, so that's why he screwed it up. So not a great play, there's no denying that. But if that is the case, that's at least a little bit more understandable, but still not great. And that's really kind of the main thing about the Ravens offense, and when it has struggled, it's largely just been with mistakes. Like, stuff like this is a good example of just things you have to clean up, quite frankly. It's going to be a man coverage play. You have Andrews running a route that can work against this type of coverage, so, it's a solid route. This is on a 2nd down and long right here. You need to get the ball to the 43, so you got some work to do, but getting this completion will certainly help. Lamar is going to take the snap right here, and you're going to notice Mark Andrews is wide open. So, good job. Okay, this worked. You're doing well. And the reality is this just, it's going to be a drop. Look, I mean, that's, you can't ask for a better throw than that. Andrews just does not catch it. And that's unfortunate. I mean, they ended up not being able to get the first down now because it's 3rd down and long. They didn't convert, and now you have to punt the ball away. You get that. That basically cost you a possession right there. And, if they're scoring 2 points per possession, that's like a 2-point swing just on that drop right there. Not exactly how that works, but, honestly, you could argue it's even more than 2 points given the whole swing of things. Something like this was another interesting one and something we should talk about. So what's going to happen on this play is it's covers 2 zone blitz is what it appears to be, and you have a couple routes that are designed to sit in the gaps in coverage. Here, you find a soft spot, you sit there, give Lamar a chance to throw it to you. Lamar is running a play action, so that should get some linebackers out of position, and watch what happens. So look, Lamar Jackson's going to take the snap, and one thing I don't love about this it's Marquise Brown, who I've circled right there. I feel like once you see this, try to get back a little bit over towards the middle of the field. Now, he was running a bit more of a complex route, so I get it, but try to find a soft spot in zone a little bit better. Like, you see Mark Andrews kind of doing the same thing over there. So maybe that's something you could do. But again, that might be nitpicky. It's fair to say, like, okay, this is kind of a tough throw just because there is a Pittsburgh player over the middle. You could still make it if you want to, though, and maybe this is an example of when Lamar needs to trust his arm a little bit better. When you're playing a team like Pittsburgh, they have 5 guys coming at you. If there's 4 guys, okay, you can probably make something happen. But with that extra guy, it's going to be tough to make something happen. Instead, Lamar does try to run around, and it's just not going to work, and that's a huge way that, Lamar can sometimes struggle against a team like Pittsburgh, is they're not afraid to send 5 guys against him, and they're, good at tackling him. They have a good defensive line, so that also factors in. I mean, you look at I know Lamar got sacked a bunch this game. He got sacked 7 times, but you look at so some people are just going to say, that's Pittsburgh's defensive line, that's Lamar's, offensive line, all that stuff. But the reality is, the average time it took to sack Lamar Jackson in this game was 5.5 seconds, which is very long. I mean, Lamar's season average is 3.72, and league average is around 3.5. That was 5.5, so that's massive. And actually, only 1 sack took less than 5 seconds. So taking a long time to get these sacks, which again, the argument for Lamar is, hey, well, what about all the times he scrambles out and makes something happen? That's true as well, but that's what went wrong. You be the judge of whether they need to, cut it out against certain teams or not. This plays another one with kind of a similar idea of just mistakes. It's, cover 3 zone. You're running a play action. You're going to have a receiver who's running a good route against this coverage, and it's going to get open. Like, this play is going to work. So if anyone's calling for Greg Roman's head, well, what about these plays? Where, look, Lamar's going to take the snap. He runs the play action. Sammy Watkins is going to be open right here. So you do kind of have to make this play. I mean, this is significantly open. I almost think part of it is, so it looked like, a Pittsburgh player who's supposed to drop back into coverage ran very far in on the play action. And I think Lamar's expecting him to continue running, whereas Watkins kind of feels like, okay, I'm going to, sit down and coverage a little bit since I'm open. So I think that might have been a bit of a miscue. But still, this throw is close enough. It's not going to be complete. You'd like that to be complete. So they got to work on that. Those are there's some things they have to improve upon. They have to get a little bit cleaner here. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the Ravens. That's how I feel about Lamar Jackson. I think that just too many mistakes, which I would suppose is a good thing. Like, it's better to be making too many of these mistakes than just getting, completely beat and shut down. At least with this, it's like, okay, well, guys were open at times, and just for whatever reason, it didn't work out, whether it's Lamar not making the throw or someone not making the catch. Lamar made some mistakes with the interception. Lamar got sacked too many times. Whoever you want to put the blame on or give the credit to, that is something that it's hard to win football games. And, Pittsburgh's defense played well. You got to factor that in as well. So even that being said, they still ended up, putting some good drives together. They didn't have a ton of possessions as well, so the mistakes matter more. That's what I saw in this game. But what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.